In this class, we're going to talk about 4 ways of directing your models or clients during your photo session. It's very important to properly direct your model so she would be comfortable and so you would be able to achieve the best possible or flattering pose and capture the best image. The first method is simply to show an image to your subject from your mood board and ask to do the same pose. That method is good for beginner photographers, those who are starting out, but it's a little bit challenging for your models because it's kind of difficult to just look and do exactly the same pose, but it's easier for those who are starting out. So let's actually demonstrate that to you really quickly. I'm going to show Renee an image. So Renee, this is a photo, the pose we're going for. Take a look and just try to do the same one. Okay, yeah, that's perfect. So Renee, she's a professional model. It was very easy for her to remember the pose and do exact same pose. But if you're working with a client, that could be a little bit more challenging for your client. So you can sit, Renee. So the second method is by showing your subject a pose. So this is, I would say, intermediate way, and it's challenging for your subject because it's not easy to just look at the pose and remember how how each part of the body is posed and then repeated right away, or the pose that you're showing is not really ideal. So we can try and do that. Let's see how that would work. So I'm gonna show you a pose and you just repeat after me, okay? So I'm gonna sit on this chair. So that's gonna be the pose. Yeah, almost. Almost the same. So just except that my arm was slightly extended. So yes, it's another way to direct your model. Again, this could be still challenging for your model or your client to do the same pose. Method number 3 is mirroring. It's where this is more advanced way of directing your models or clients. So you have to be positioned in front of your subject and show exactly how you want her to be and ask just to mirror. So you can build your pose starting from legs to then upper body, arms, hands, and ask her to repeat after you. It's easier for your subject to achieve exactly what your vision is because she can see and repeat after you, but it's a little bit more challenging for photographers and requires more skills and professionalism because not only you have to show but verbally direct your subject, explaining what exactly you're doing, how one or another body part is positioned. But that's another way to direct your models and your clients. So let me show you an example. Okay, Renee, if you could please mirror me. So what I want you to do is move a little bit closer to the edge of the chair and now lean back, extend your legs, one leg bent, another one straight, that's perfect, and then bring your arm one closer to your head and another one down, touching the hip, and bring the elbow in and drop your head if possible, yeah. And close your eyes, arch your back, point your toes, and right there, perfect. Relax. So with that method, you can explain exactly what your vision is, what pose you're going for, and it's easier to achieve that pose for your model or your client, because not only she's seeing what you're doing, but also she is listening and she's paying attention to those details like soften hands, point your toes, chin to the side, chin up, eyes closed. So you're pretty much building the pose with your client or model at the same time, showing her, asking her to mirror you and verbally explaining what to do. And the fourth method is more professional and requires even more skills and professionalism, is where you are actually verbally directing your subject. So that requires, again, more skills and more time to learn and to be comfortable with the poses that you're going for during the session. So let me show you how it works. Renee, if you could please sit on the edge of the armrest of the chair. And actually, I would like you to sit facing the wall. The right foot touching or closer to the chair. Beautiful. On your tippy toes. Beautiful. I want you to arch your back. And left arm closer to your forehead. Kind of you're brushing your hair with your, yeah, perfect. And another arm is bent a little bit more and touching the hip. Very good. Now chin up, tilt to the right side and close your eyes. Bring your hand just a little bit higher to your hair. Gorgeous. All right, relax. I didn't see exactly what she did, but I think she did what, I mean, it looks perfect from the camera angle, but you did exactly what I said. This method is a little bit difficult, more challenging, because you have to have very good skills in directing people, communication skills, understanding where is right, where is left, which is the problem sometimes for me. I have to think about which is right, which one is left before I say it. And also verbal skills. For example, if English is not your first language, then that could be another challenge to explain exactly what your vision is and direct your model accordingly. That's it for this course. This was a very short course, but very important because as a photographer, you need to understand and to learn how to direct your client and your model to achieve the best image and the most flattering pose for your subject. There are many classes and BTS behind the scene videos on the platform that you can watch and see how I direct my models during the photo session. If you're a beginner photographer or just starting out, don't worry. It takes time and it takes practice. You just need to work more with models and clients, be consistent, and try to communicate your subject and direct them. Directing models and clients is very important. It takes time to learn how to do that professionally, but don't be frustrated. Try these methods, but start one method at a time and move to more advanced to reach the professional level of communicating with your subject.